Hi, my friends. Happy Saturday and welcome to another Chit Chat live from East Texas. I'm DC, your courage coach, and I'm excited you guys are joining me today. So happy Saturday. I hope you guys are doing fantastic and hopefully the weather is doing amazing wherever you guys are watching from. For those of you guys who are new, let me give you a little bit. I started this series because I honestly wanted to provide and give tips and information to creative individuals, just to people who are currently stuck in their lives, to kind of give you something. My goal is always for people to start living their best life now. So I want you guys to start living it. I want you guys to enjoy it. I want you guys to see that you are meant for greatness. That's kind of why we're here for. So one of the things I want to always do is to give you some kind of tools, some tips, and something fun to think about it. So one of the things we're going to be talking today, so I am so excited you guys are joining me, is because we're going to talk about identifying roadblocks. Let's be honest. Roadblocks can be a little bit more than things. It can be more than finances. It can be more than the things we kind of see. It can also be people. This is kind of scary. So please just stick with me through this whole program because I want you guys to kind of get a lot more out of it. Before we do, if you're joining me, come on, give me some love, give me some like. If you're watching on Facebook, put a comment. If you have any questions to it, I'm going to be looking down to make sure that I'm answering them. If you're watching from YouTube, still go ahead, give me your comments. If I don't get to your comments during the show, don't worry, my friends, I'm going to do it throughout the week and I'm going to be answering. If you have questions that you don't want to put publicly, don't worry about it, my friends. I can send me a message. I'm here to answer. Because remember, I'm here to help you kind of start looking at your life. How do you get to the next level? How do you transition to the next place? So you guys ready to start with me? Because let's get ready. I have tons of things I want to cover with you guys. So this is part 2 of my literally how do I get to my next level program. So it is 3 parts. We're going to be doing 3 classes next week. We're going to be doing the 3rd one of my free training series. It is kind of the core modules for my coaching program. So if you guys did not aware, I have a brand new program that I'm launching with plans. It is a one-on-one. It is very much 12-week. Oh, how do I get you guys to transition? How do I get you to transition through fears? So one of the things that I'm doing for you guys is kind of giving you guys a glimpse of what is all this about, what do the programs have, can you apply it to your life. So last week, 2 weeks ago, actually, we talked about finding your happy place. That's kind of what it is. Finding that place that makes you happy. And the first thing I did with everybody is I asked you this question. So let's get there. What do I want? For those of you guys who have been following for a while, you know that I am a huge Deepak Chopra fan. I love it. I'm a meditation instructor for the Chopra Center. But what do I want is one of our core soul questions. And this is kind of hard for people to kind of put it into perspective. Everybody's like, that is so new wave. That is so, feel good kind of things. It's part of who we are. So when you think of your soul questions, when you think of what you want, we live in a society that to some extent our desires are taken for granted sometimes. What we want, how we feel, where we want to get are things that we don't talk a lot about of it. So think about it again. What is it that you want? What makes you happy? And if you haven't thought about it in a while, this can be a hard question. And if you didn't see the episode, go back. The replay is here so you can catch it. Don't worry about it. But what do I want was the first thing I want you guys to focus on. In order to get to the next step, you truly need to know where you are in your life. Where is that place that you're currently on? So I gave you guys an exercise, and I want to go quickly over it again. I asked you guys to track for 7 days. So grab a notebook anywhere. So if you didn't do it, you still can. So you're going to take a notebook, and you're going to write down everything you do. And I want you to write everything you do, regardless how small or big. You went to eat with somebody. You did the dishes. You wrote, you wrote in your journal. You took a walk, whatever. Do not discriminate. Do not judge it. Just write it down, the whole entire thing. Because at the end of the 7 days, what I want you guys to do, and if you did it, I'm excited. So eventually you need to tell me how it was. You're going to go in there and really be specific. The things that you love to do, I want you to put a heart. Just put a heart in there, make it big, decorate it, make it big, make it exciting. The things you had to do, but were not very concerned about it, put a dash. Here's the thing. If you're washing the dishes, it's something we have to do. I am not in love or hate washing the dishes. It's just something I had to do. So all my house chores per se, I have to do. Let's just make a dash. I don't hate them. I don't crazy about it. We can talk more about that. things that you truly don't enjoy and you're doing, whether it is going to your job, going to school, where it is honestly, I don't know, you're in a diet that you hate, whatever that might be, I want you to put a frowny face. These are the things in your life that you're officially doing. You probably have been doing it for a while and you're not sure how you got there. We're all in that path, trust me. There's some stuff that I truly had to go back and say, why am I doing this? I tend to be an extremist, so I commit to tons of things. Then I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired and I'm running ragged, and then I drop everything. I'm dramatic like that. Everybody just goes, girl, what are you doing? So I had to go back and realize that I needed to be much more careful with myself. I needed to take a lot more time and truly analyze the things that made me happy, the things that didn't make me happy, and then balance it out. So what I do with my clients one-on-one is after we go through this list, is we analyze it and we sit down and say, out of your list, how much of that stuff makes you happy? Truly makes you happy. How much and how much you really hate. The goal is to get you more to that happy place, and you don't have to make drastic changes. It can be small incremental things to get you there. For me, one of those small incrementals, because I go through stages that I want to save the world, was do not commit to 15 nonprofits. Do one or two. Any more than that, girl, you don't have any time. And by the way, you're still supposed to write, so let's not get crazy. That's what I want you guys to do. So that's what I do with my clients. Because here's the thing. If 80% of all the stuff you have written down, you absolute hate, literally, and I know people, you ask them, of everything you do in your day, how do you feel about it? Like 80% I hate. I'm like, ooh, that's hard. It means you're stuck. It means you need to change. It means something has to happen to get you to your next level. Because you're hating 80% of the things that you do. That's a really long, miserable day. I got people that say life is short. It's short when you're having a great time. When you're miserable, those days would drag with a passion. So what I really want you to do is to look at it and start honestly being honest with yourself. What is it that you want? What is it that makes you happy? What is it that is truly going to get you to the next level? Because now once you decide, okay, I know what I want, I need some change, something's not working out, got it. Now we need to start talking about it. How are you going to get there, right? Because now that we identified this bubble that I'm in is not the best part. Now what are we going to do? So the next question that I want you to start thinking about it is, here's very realistic. What is holding you back? What is that thing that doesn't let you get to the next place? And one of the things that I realized, my friends, is we all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have these beliefs of things that we want to do. And sometimes we can self-sabotage them. Sometimes we're the first ones holding ourselves back. So holding back can be anything from people as well as things. It might not be always what we're experiencing. So we have to be very specific of the things holding us back. What is it? So I need to give you an example. So I had a friend, absolutely adore her, and she is energetic. She has absolutely thrilling. My girl had this dream, and this is probably the most fun you can imagine. She wanted to be a personal trainer, which I thought, yes, this is exciting. We can do this. Here's a small problem. She was thrilled about it, and she told one of her mutual friends. And she told one of her mutual friends in passing. Here's the fun part about it is, we both know this person, and she can be very supportive, right? Unfortunately, when my girl said, I want to be a personal trainer, the girl looked at her and said, you? Really? Train? Let me put it this way, my friends. That simple conversation, that it was in passing, I'm pretty sure our friend didn't think much about it. She just said the first thing that came to her mind, and it crushed her. It completely destroyed her dream. To this day, I cannot even talk to her about it because she just blows it off. She would have been an amazing trainer because she's motivated, she loves people, she's excited. But one person who honestly had a passing comment, who didn't think about it, completely destroyed where she was going to be. Because your dreams are not everybody else's dreams. Your goals are not going to be everybody else's goal. What you want to do in your life is not going to make other people as excited as you. So when we start talking about what do you want, what's holding you back, sometimes what's holding you back might be people. And it might be the people in your life. It might be your tribe. And it might be the people that you confess and admit your dreams to. Your dreams, my friends, are fragile. Your goals are fragile. What you want in your life, it's in a very small, very careful stage that has to be nurtured before you can announce it to the world. Everybody in your bubble might not have your same expectations. Everybody in your bubble might not be for you. That's not a thing that you can be panicking. Calm down. It's something that you have to remember. So let's go back. What is it that you want? What is it that you are interested in doing, and what's holding you back? So, because I need to give you some tips, I need to give you some tools to get there. As part of the program, some of the things that I want to do, that I always do with my clients, is help them to understand those things. So I am a believer. One of my mentors says it all the time. Paul Martinelli says, the Lord is never going to be, or the universe, depending where you believe, is going to give you a dream, a goal, anything that is not going to give you the resources to do it. So you have the resources in your life. You have the skills and abilities. And if you don't, we're going to get you there to accomplish your dreams. It's not going to be possible for the Lord and the universe to kind of give you an idea that is not going to help you get there. What happens is sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. And I keep saying that because we tend to have the tendency to truly say, I can't do this, or I'm not smart enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have all these things. So it is all about getting you to that place. How do I get you to that? So the first thing I want you guys to look at is what's holding you back. That's the first question. And I'm loving the fact that I'm watching comments in here, so I'll make sure to get to them. But I want you guys to start looking at it. So who are the people is the first thing we're going to look in your tribe. Who are these people surrounding you? So I'm going to give you an exercise because I think it's kind of fun, and I'm going to walk you guys through it. So I want you to get a piece of paper, and I want you to start writing down, and I'm going to give you several groups because this is kind of how this is going to work out. Normally when I ask people to write down, who is in their lives, right? And what are they like and all this stuff, the first thing they do is put like immediate family. That's great. I want, if you're married, if you're with somebody, if you have a spouse, significant other, write them down. Write your family down. I want you to write siblings down. If you have children, put those names down. Then we're going to expand this bubble because we're not just communicating, expecting, and experiencing life with our immediate family and friends. You have a lot more. So write down your friends, the ones that you talk on a daily basis, right? At work, I want you to add these people to your list. Who are your coworkers? Who are your bosses? Who are the people you interact? If you have a business, who are your stakeholders? Who are your customers? Who are your vendors? I want you to write this down. If you are a church member, if you attend any kind of religious institution or organization, so if you have a ministry, write the people that you see. Who are you sitting next to every day? Who is your ministers, your pastors, your priests? Write that down, your rabbi. I want you to write down the people you have communion with. Who are these people you see on a daily basis, right? The next group you're going to write down. Do you have volunteer organizations? Who are those people in the nonprofit? Are you part of a board? What do you do with your day? Are you going to the gym? Who do you see? Do you have a trainer? Do you have a coach? Write them down. Because you're going to have to write this entire environment of people that you see. For some people, if you happen to be a writer, who do you communicate on Facebook? Believe it or not, this is part of your tribe. If you have very your stay-at-home kind of person, who are you seeing? Because for some of us, your bubble can be as small as 5, a couple people, or as big as 50 to 100. Because now that you have this entire list, and it should be fairly long, and the reason I want you to give your categories is that you needed to see it. Because sometimes we don't know all the people we interact unless you're looking block by block. People at the grocery store, are your friends? I make friends with everybody. So I have cashiers that I talk to all the time. I have people at different stores that I talk to. I make friends with business owners. Who's your hairdresser if you have one? Do you have a nail person? Do you have a massage person? Do you have all these people? Write it down. Why? Because you're interacting with them. You're having communications. You're having conversations. If you have conversations with people for more than a couple sentences and you see them on a regular basis. Why? Because sometimes these people, when you're walking down the streets and you're in a hurry, they'll be like, are you okay? Those are the people that are going to, are you feeling well? You don't look well. Once you have your list, and take your time. I know I'm talking kind of fast because we only got 30 minutes, and that's okay. But I want you to take your time. I want you to go down this list. And I truly want you to write it down and go down your circles. Remember, you can always go back and add to it. That is okay. So the next thing you're going to do, and once you have your list, and I'm going to show you because I kind of give you guys a little cheat sheet here to think about. You're going to put 3 columns, and this is what your columns should be. You have what I call your cheerleaders, your assassins, and your bystanders. Sounds a little drastic, but I need to explain them. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, go for it. If you just want to write it down, whatever it is you want to do, I really want you to start seriously writing it down, okay? Because here's what we're going to do. How do these people fall in your life? Who are your cheerleaders? These are the people in your life that are going to support you. These are the people that motivate you. These are the people in your life that you have an idea, and they're probably the first ones you want to go and tell them because they're going to be excited with you. Some of us have, believe it or not, 1 to 3 cheerleaders. There's not that many because some of the ideas we have in our lives are over the top. When I decided to become a writer, it was one of those, I was very careful who I told. And it took me a while to tell people. It took me a while to honestly have the courage to go out there and say, hey, I wrote a book, or hey, I'm writing a book. It's very odd. 90% of the people that say they're going to write a book never write it. So the last thing you want to do is have a conversation about this book that you're in the process of writing, and then having to explain it to people and then giving you this look like, really? You think? So be careful. But who are your cheerleaders? Who are going to be motivated? I am truly blessed, and I think she's watching. My mom's on the phone. That anytime I say I'm going to do something, she's like, okay. There's no questions about it. She's not having these discussions with me about how is it going to get done if I'm not going to get done. She's just very much, let's do this. And unfortunately, because she's my mother, then she's going to be like, when is it done? I'm like, ooh, slow down, cheerleader. Baby steps. So those are your cheerleaders. Who are those people that are going to have your back, regardless of what you decided to do? Now let's jump to the group that nobody wants to talk about. This is a group that we all have friends in this category. We don't want to admit it. Who are your assassins? And I say this and people's like, that sounds so drastic. It's not. Here's the people. They come wrapped in great intentions. Anybody who tells you from the beginning, I'm going to play devil's advocate. The devil does not need an advocate, so stop it. And if you're that person telling people, don't do that, knock it off. Nobody needs an advocate for the devil. Who are those people that when you have this idea, when you had it, think back, and you said something, they're very negative. They're shutting it down. They're not excited, and that's okay. They don't have to be excited, but they're going to tell you 500 reasons why this is not going to work. Regardless whether you have done it or not, they're going to be the ones who tell you, well, we have done this before, it didn't work. Well, we tried that, it didn't work. They're going to be these people. No idea why, because they come wrapping all these beautiful little package. They're like, I only want the best of you and I don't want you to get hurt. What? What kind of plan is that? We all have dream assassins in our lives. These are the people, and usually they can be very close to us. Their opinion matters. Like my friend, that girl in passing that she told her dream to, that honestly does not have any saying in her life. But because she respected her opinion and she cared what she thought, her dream got destroyed. Your dream assassins can be very well-meaning people. This is the part. Here's one scenario that I see with a lot of my clients, and we go through it a lot, is a lot of our people in our lives are used to where we're at. They're not used to change. They're not interested in us changing. They're very comfortable with us being in their bubble the way we are. We're not meant to stay stuck. We're not meant to be the same person we were 20 years ago. I'm sorry, it's not. And if you are, let it go. You are allowed to grow and explore. Those people in our lives you're going to find out is the moment you get promoted. So if you're working in a job with them and you've been having lunch with them for 20 years and you happen to get promoted and they didn't, somehow they're magically no longer your friends. These are the people that think, you think you're better than me. What? And they have these very passive-aggressive statements that make you really question what you have done. These are the people in your lives, and you're going to find them all the time, that if you have a dream to go back to school, it's like, really? Why were you going to do that? Don't you think you're too old? You decided to do something outside of the spectrum. When I joined the military, I had people that said, you're a girl, you should leave that to your brothers. Really? So their dreams and yours are not going to be in tune. Your dream assassins are going to be very comfortable as long as you're stuck with them. The moment you stop being stuck, the moment you decided to do something else, the moment you decided to take a leap, their true colors will come out. You will get to see who these people really are. And sometimes you have to go back and think about it. So when you're making your list, I want you to seriously think of those situations, of the people When you brought something up to them, how did they react it? What did they say? Were they motivated? Were they excited for you? Or did they kind of have little passive aggressive statements like, oh, yeah, I know. Well, my cousin in Trinidad or my cousin in Dominican Republic tried that and that failed. Who are these people in your life? Put it down. Then we have the third category. So you have little bystanders. They're not cheerleaders. They're not literally assassins. They're just kind of there. It is the people who you're acquaintance with. It's the people you have passing conversations. They might be excited, they might not be, but their opinion is not going to have such an influence on you. You know, we have lots of these people. There's these people you have conversations all the time. And you'd be surprised. You might be a cheerleader for them, and they might not do the same thing for you. That is okay. But you have to know where your group is. Who is your tribe? How does your tribe fall into your category? Because as you get ready to develop your dreams and your goals and your path forward, the people who you share this with are critical. These are the ones who are going to truly get you to your next step. Because at the end of the day, at this stage in your life where you're getting ready to take those leaps, your dream is seriously like a little egg. If you're not careful who you share with, it's going to get crushed. It's going to get completely destroyed. It is very hard to come back to. I can give you a story. I was writing a story years ago, and I think I shared with my cousin, who I adore to this core. She was busy. She was a passing thought, and literally she completely dismissed it. It was such a heartbreaking moment because we have done tons of brainstorming, tons of story sharing, and she was always my cheerleader. But at that moment, she was busy. She had things to do. She wasn't in her mind. I said it and did not guard my dream as well as I should have. And that story never came to fruition. I literally, to this day, cannot even think about it. But those are the things that happen to us. Our goals and dreams are not going to be for everybody. Everybody's not interested in what we want to do. Everybody's not excited with what we want to do, and that's okay. They're not meant to. It's not their dream. It is our job to guard it. It is our job to take care of it. It is our job to nourish those dreams. And it is our job to make sure who is in our category. So take a look at it again. So remember, who is in your tribe is huge, as well as who are you sharing your story with? Who are you trying to get to be part of your bubble? First section we talked about was all about identifying what you wanted, identifying the things that made you smile, realizing how you're spending your day, because that's huge, where you want to go. I usually tell my clients as well as my friends, you want to know what you care about, you want to know what you're passionate about, write down where you spend your time and your money. Those two things are going to give you that idea. If you're saying you want to get healthy and you want to get in shape and you want to do all these things, and you're not eating well or spending the money to get healthy, you're not going to a gym, then that's not a priority in your life. I don't want you to get upset and be like, oh my God, DC, you're breaking my heart. No, it's reality. Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your money? Is going to dictate what's important to you. So where is your dreams going to lie in this list of priority? We only have so much time in the day. It is very limited. You're going to have to make the most of it. And some hard decisions have to be made. So once you figured out what you wanted to do, once you realize, okay, 80% of my day is not spent in the things that are making me smile, check. Now it's time to do something. Once you realize, I want to make some changes, what are those changes? What is it that's going to get you to the next step? Are you interested in truly achieving these things? So now you have to go back and say, what is holding me back? What is all these things that is going to get you there? Is it people? Is it things? Is it finances? Make lists. Lists are great because it makes you see it on paper. It's like a wish. If you don't write it down, it's still never going to get done. So you have to put it on paper. So once you identified what's holding you back, look at the people in your life. Who is in your tribe? Who are those people that are going to be, let's be honest, who are your cheerleaders? Who are your assassins? And who are your passing friends? Who are those bystanders that are great to have? Once you make this entire journey, because that's what I'm doing with my clients, is help them to see it. So once we have our list, then we go back to nourish your tribe, because your vibe is going to attract your tribe. If all the people in your bubble are negative, then we got to look at your attitude. I know, I got personal, I'm sorry. But sometimes we still have to look at the mirror. We have to look at our reflection. If everybody in your bubble is negative and condescending and they're rude and they're killing everybody's dreams, then we might need a self-check. We need an identity check. We need to realize my vibes is attracting these people. We need to change the people, the tribe, and the attitude. Because in order to get to the next step, your attitude, who you are, that essence has to truly match where you want to be. I am a true believer in energy. I'm usually told I'm extremely positive. The people in my life are very positive. The people in my life are very passionate. I'm very passionate. So I want you to feel that. You have to attract. You have to become what you want to see in the universe. You have to be able to project it. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have to fake it till we make it. Till you get there. You got to get excited. You got to get passionate. But you also have to be willing to make those sacrifices. I have a very busy schedule. Everybody jokes about it with me. I'm moving and grooving 24/7. I'm also very strategic and I'm very specific. And the people that I spend time with, the people who are in my life, the people who are truly in my space have to match the energy that I want in order to get me there. Because if not, you're completely using and spending time with people who are not going to get you better. So you have to remember that. So think about it this way. Where do you want to be and how you're going to get there and who is in your bubble? Next week, and I know we're going to do an out of order episode, so I hope you guys are joining me. We're going to talk about the next step. So we talked about what you want, we talked about your roadblocks, then we need to identify, here's the key, your fears. Because my program is all about doing this through fear. You're going to do it afraid. When I decided to write, I was terrified. It took me a couple novels to not be terrified. And to this day, every time I hit the publish button, I'm still a tad bit nervous. It's not about becoming Superman. It's not about not having any fears. It's to identify the fears, figuring out which ones are realistic and moving forth. So we're going to talk about next week. I'm all about facing fears. What are those fears that are holding you back? How do we write it down? How do we get to them? How do we move you forward? So that's all going to be part of part 3. And then next week, I'm going to give you some information for anybody who wants to go and take the next step and spend a whole bunch of more time with me on a one-on-one program. So I'll give you more information about that as well. So today, my friends, we're literally all out of time. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope the information was useful. I truly hope it's going to get you to that next level that you need. If you enjoy the program, make sure you give me some love. Share this with somebody. We're always better when we grow together. And some people need to know they're not alone. There's an entire community of people that want to grow, that want to be better, that want to evolve together. If you're watching honestly on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss these notifications. That way you're not missing any of the episode. Know that I'm here to grow with you. Know that I truly believe in your dreams and you are meant for greatness. So make sure you actually go ahead and sign up. We got a whole bunch of things coming up. I'm seriously need to give you a lot more information about what the writer side of my life is doing, what books to expect, what things are coming down the pipe. We're definitely going to continue to do a lot more chit chats just because I have a blast talking to you guys and I'm hoping you guys do too. Thank you to Dog Tank. Thank you so much for Miss Tammy, Miss Stephanie for joining, giving us some shout outs. I'm so excited you guys are joining us. I'm trying to read my comments. So for everybody who's interested in supporting the creation of the chit chat, you want to support the podcast, join the Patreon community. It has different levels. You can join us. You can help us support us. You can help us to grow. Share it with somebody. I'll be back next week. Hopefully you guys are joining me. Have an amazing Saturday. If you are here in Texas, in my area, it's a little cloudy, but the weather is actually fabulous. So I will see you guys next week. Have an amazing time, my friends. Know you're meant for greatness. Know you're meant to achieve your dreams. Take the leap of faith, my friends. I'll see you guys again. Bye.